bunch of fireworks tonight. Ricky Carmichael looks to clinch his second 05 championship. Kevin Windham looks for his second Supercross victory of the year. James Bubba Stewart is third. The best Supercross riders in the world are here. David Biddleman from France, and Australia's Chad Reed is trying to stop them all. The 39th time the gate will drop in Houston. 2 hours of coverage is next on ESPN2. 2 weeks ago in Seattle, Washington, Ivan Tedesco gave Mitch Payton a sweep of the regions for the first time since 1991. KTM's Nathan Ramsey earned his third podium of the season, but it was Tedesco's gutty run to the podium after a crash in his heat race that earned him his second consecutive title. Much like their counterparts in the East region, survival has been the name of the game out west. Big crashes have negated hard-earned victories. The series has seen 4 different winners in 8 races. Now this competitive field has one last shot to step up to the top of the podium. The 125 West season finale is next. We're in the shadows of the Astrodome, but this time Supercross is home in Reliant Stadium, the second stop here in Texas for the THQ AMA Supercross Series. Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Robbie Floyd with Cameron Steele, our second to last stop of the series. We're talking about the 250 class first, Cameron. Ricky Carmichael has already wrapped up the GP Championship, the THQ World Supercross GP, but tonight he could wrap up the AMA Supercross crown as well.
He certainly could. It's time to throw down at the showdown for Ricky Carmichael. He has led more laps than everybody. In fact, he's led more laps than everybody combined on the series. He has won half the races with 7 wins. He comes in a man that wants the championship, but hey, it doesn't look like he's running scared whatsoever or being conservative because he is the second fastest rider in practice, only 5/1,000ths of a second slower than Chad Reed. He's an amazing man on a mission.
We'll see the 250s a little bit later. Let's talk about the 125. This is the last stop for the 125 West Coast, and we've already had 4 different winners. Will we have a 5th tonight?
We certainly may. Andrew Short hasn't won a race yet on the season. Take a look at what's been happening. Ivan Tedesco with 2 wins, Nate Ramsey with 3, but a couple bad finishes for Nate put Ivan on top of the championship chase, and that's the way it ends up. But tonight will be a throwdown. Billy Laninovich fastest in final practice.
And a great course here in Houston, probably the best dirt we'll have all year long. Let's take a look at the track back. 7,200 cubic yards of dirt out there, 70% clay. They like this track. Purest dirt on the circuit, no doubt about that. Of course, a lot of traction. That's it for our track facts, our MX versus ATV Unleashed track facts. Let's go down to Jamie Little with more.
Well, guys, in talking to the riders today, pretty much all the same opinion. This is one of the best, if not the best tracks they've ridden all year long. They love the dirt. They love all the options on the track. For example, I'm standing on the quad. Now, this isn't something we see at every race. The 250 riders, they have it dialed. 125 class, completely different. Broc Hepler is the only rider that's been doing this quad consistently. Most of the other riders opting to square off and come to the inside line where I'm standing, where they can double in, double out, single in, and triple out right into the face of a triple. This is going to separate the men from the boys. Guys, keep your eyes right here.
Thanks, Jamie. We'll definitely take a look at that section of the track all night long. Looks like a great place to pass. Let's take a look at our 125 West Coast point standings. Ivan Tedesco has clinched the championship. Now the battle for second place between Ramsey and Short.
Definitely. I mean, there's a dogfight going on. There's some bonuses on stake. I mean, anything can happen.
All right, Cameron, let's take, what does it take to make it to the main event here in Houston?
Well, 9 riders are going to transfer out of each one of the heats, and then the last chance qualifier, the race of death, 4 will transfer 5th, and the rest will head back to the showers.
Let's take a look at our Thor starting grid. We have Nathan Ramsey, Andrew Shorter in this one. Don't count out Marmont. He's very fast. It's going to be tough for anybody to beat Ramsey and Short in this race, though, I have a feeling.
Definitely. Those 2 riders have been on fire all year long. Andrew Short with a ton to prove going into this last event. It's time to get this thing going.
Short looking for his first 125 main event win of the year. Who's going to get the whole shot?
Looks like it's going to be Paul Carpenter on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, but no. He gets taken on the inside, and it's Andrew Short.
Short trying to win for the first time this year. He's a former 125 East-West Shootout Championship. That's going to be next week, but he wants to kind of go into Vegas on a roll.
He definitely does, and so much pressure on Andrew Short, and I think he put the weight of the world and Honda on his shoulders. Everybody said he had the best opportunity to win a championship for Honda this year, and right now it's been a tough season for him. He's been running good, been on the podium, but he needs that win. And there's the section Jamie Little was telling you about it. You saw Andrew Short go to the left where he rolled the wheel over the first hump and then tripled out.
Now look at this section of the course. You see how those whoops are there? They're actually going uphill and jumping off. That is very dangerous.
It definitely is, and these whoops are deep and tricky, and I was talking to a couple riders, and they say there's not a lot of traction, so you will see wheels dropping even from the guys that are best in the whoops.
Jay Marmont, number 111 in second spot. Look like Turbo Reef in a third spot, but man, Short is impressive. Where is Nathan Ramsey? Ramsey having to work his way through the field, something he's not used to. I mean, he's been fast. He won at the last stop up in Washington.
And Paul Carpenter, you're looking at right there, the number 44 machine. He has had a series of ups and downs, more downs than ups. It's been a tough go for him. And right there, you're looking at Bryan Johnson, looking at maybe coming to the inside or looking for a way around Turbo Reef.
7th place, that's where Nathan Ramsey is trying to work his way through the field. There's that section Jamie had talked about. Stepping up, you roll over and then triple. This track is as good as it's going to get right now. Later on in the races, you see Lamson having problems. Later on in the race, you're going to start seeing that thin film of dirt on the top of these very compact tracks, or compact jumps right now.
And you see Nathan Ramsey now looking for a way around Bryan Johnson, and right in the Red Bull Factory KTM bike, you saw a little bit of trouble in the whoop section where you ascend. It's like it drags back, not quite as accentuated as some we have seen, but off the top of it, you step onto another landing. Lots of riders coming short, as we saw Nate Ramsey come just a little bit short there.
Bryan Johnson, the 256. There goes Ramsey getting by on the outside. Johnson has won a heat race this year. Ramsey, he's won 2 heat races this year. Ramsey trying to make his way up to the front. We saw him close in after he already dropped back after in Washington. In Seattle, he was up front, dropped back, and still was able to get by short.
All right, Nate Ramsey in Seattle was absolutely just out of his mind. He was casing stuff, coming up short. There he is, jumping off that Dragon's back and totally clearing it that time. Let's see if he gets a run on Turbo Reef, and he does. He gets by Turbo Reef, and a great run through the whoops. Anyway, Ramsey back in Seattle was a man possessed, casing stuff, just going for it, going mad. He fell down and still came back and won.
Andrew Short's your leader. Jay Marmont in his second. Carpenter, Nate Ramsey into the top 4, and Reed in 5th. We'll come back to Houston, Texas when we return for more 125 action. AMA Supercross Series from Reliant Stadium, Houston, Texas. There's Jay Marmont, who's in second in his 125 heat race number 1. Paul Carpenter, a series he'd rather forget. He's looking good right now in 3rd place, but Nathan Ramsey got a terrible hole shot. He's worked his way into 4th, but you see it's a very distant 4th place. Andrew Short is checked out. He's our leader.
And you see them doing different ways through that section there. Marmont's father is over from Australia. Peter is actually an announcer in Australia. I found that out today, but really keen. He's been stoked to see his boy climbing the ladder here in the States and coming through with better and better results. So good things happening for Jay Marmont.
Jay Marmont, he rode a couple of 125s last year. And really impressed me because he was never really a 125 racer in Australia, but he looks good this year. He's been in the full campaign.
Yeah, in Australia, most of the riders ride 250s. Mostly their whole career as professionals, and that's the one thing Chad Reed had to battle. You can see Marmont with a lot of heat from Paul Carpenter.
Carpenter trying to get by on the outside. It's going to be tough to do. Look at him trying to set up that Kawasaki. Teammates to Ivan Tedesco. Tedesco has already won this 125 West Coast Championship. We'll see him in the next heat race. But look at Carpenter. He wants by, and he may do it right here.
And you see how they're using different sections there. Marmont tripling out, and Carpenter doing a great job of looking at different lines.
Look at Andrew Short. The checkered flag comes out. He's going to take the win as we go back to second. A last-ditch effort. Carpenter goes from a block pass, but couldn't get it done. This crowd appreciated it. They got on their feet and were cheering awfully loud. Jay Marmont, woo, you barely held on to second. Ooh. Andrew Short, he's happy. The number 51 factory Honda out of Murrieta, California, takes heat race number 1 win. Let's take a look at heat race number 1 results. Andrew Short, your winner. Jay Marmont in second. Carpenter, Bryan Johnson. You look at Nathan Ramsey in 6th spot. Drop back from 4th. Reef, 9. And the final qualifier, Billy Swab. Let's go down to Jamie Little.
Well, the only position that Andrew Short has not occupied on the podium is the top spot, first place. Andrew, this is the final race of the 125 West. What is your mindset tonight?
Oh, last weekend in Seattle, you know, I had a horrible start, worked my way up to the lead, and I choked at the end. So last race, I got to go for a win, and my Honda got me off to a good start tonight. It hadn't been getting good starts because of the rider, but the bike's always had it, so I'm trying to get a good start. Looking forward to tonight.
I think Andrew Short could be the dark horse tonight, guys.
Heat number 1 winner of the 125s, Andrew Short. Now let's talk about a silver screen winner. It's Supercross the movie, opening August 17th, very soon, opening nationwide to 2,400 theaters. See Rowdy Sparks, Triple A, Carlisle, Carmichael, and Reed go at it head-to-head. It's going to be a great movie coming soon.
These guys are 30 feet in the air at 60 miles an hour and, you know, in close quarters with 20 of them in a pack at a time.
There's a lot of element for danger.
Extraordinary crashes.
There's $1 million production going on, and in that, we've got a movie that we're shooting.
A lot of money at stake and, you know, really high-stakes poker.
We've done commercials, we've done other things, but we've never produced a movie specifically on Supercross, and we knew that it was going to be a challenge.
You know, our trial by fire was to walk into what's considered the Super Bowl of motocross, which is the World Championships in Las Vegas, with very little prep time and a lot on our plate.
Sam Boyd, 40,000 people were there? Yeah, 40,000. 40,000.
Vegas is the Super Bowl and World Series rolling into one. David beats Goliath. That's the dream.
Basically, you take a bunch of people our age, throw them in Vegas for a month, and say, go have fun, but don't get arrested. I was the sober, married one of the bunch that was able to watch all the insanity from the outside.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Shooting here in LA, shooting in Vegas. We had a great cast.
Hey, what's your name?
Trip.
Trip? Stop staring at my ass.
A lot of our concerns are safety. One, you know, where the crew can and can't go, what can be done, where they need to be to get the great angles, who do we need to work with, and not compromise the live event.
You know, the most extraordinary thing is that we seamlessly were able to incorporate our cast members and characters into the real world of pro motocross and supercross.
To be honest, what I've seen of the movie, it's pretty real. They did a really, really good job on it.
I think this is a step up from anything we've seen in our sport before. It's been quite an experience, that's for sure. The last 2 years shooting the movie has been a wonderful experience for all of us.
The credibility of the film is really bulletproof, and I think that the racing world's going to love it.
Cannot wait for Supercross the movie, August 17th. Some great shots, great Supercross shots in that one. We're still in our first hour of 2 hours of this ESPN2 show. More 125 heat racing still to come. The Pride of Texas, Caitlin Morrow, we'll see her in the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge a little later. And, of course, our 125 main event. And in our second hour, RC, Reed, and Stewart go at it. We'll see a little feature on Ernesto Fonseca, and we'll find out if RC Ricky Carmichael can clinch his second championship in 05. Don't go anywhere. Heat race number 2 when we return. Reliant Stadium, heat race number 2 of the 125s are on the starting line. They just witnessed Andrew Short's convincing victory from heat race number 1. And series runner-up right now, Nathan Ramsey having some difficulties. Ivan Tedesco, Billy Laninovich there in this Thor heat race number 2. As we take a look at this rundown, who are some other favorites?
Well, definitely want to keep an eye on Josh Summey. He's been a guy that's been going hard. Broc Hepler, the only guy that's been doing that quad consistently. Anything can happen. We're getting champion program.
All right, let's take a look on board to Ivan Tedesco, hometown Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now he lives in California. Who's going to get this whole shot?
And it looks like, look at this, Justin Keeney just outside of Ivan Tedesco, if I'm not mistaken, the young gun.
And riders, it looks like 6 riders going down in that first turn, but Tedesco seat bounces his way into the lead.
And Ivan Tedesco, a guy very comfortable with leading, and oh, a big pass there, moving from 4th to 2nd.
The the 252, right? I mean, Tedesco we expect to be up there, but I'm not sure if I expected what's going on behind him. Look at this tight race going on right now. The Samsung Honda team.
Right, the 252 is Justin Keeney, 17 years old, from the Pacific Northwest. He has been a guy that we've really been paying attention to in Supercross, a young gun coming up, and he has been spending some time riding with Ivan Tedesco and Paul Carpenter at the Cowie track. His coach is Joe Brecker, a former great motocross. And there's Josh Summey. We talked about him a little bit before the race. Another rider, similar to Justin, a little bit older. He is a future good, great rider of Supercross. They both have incredible skills. And Josh has been just like a roller coaster this year, up, down, and every place you can be.
Yeah, I expected Josh to be there. Possibly you mentioned him at the top of our sort of starting grid, but it is Keeney who I'm surprised maybe he's starting to rub off on him. Ivan's starting to rub in. You ride, and you race with the guys that are fast. It can only help you, right?
I've always said if you ride with beginners, your level's going to come down. You ride with the best pros, your speed's going to come up. And even watching in practice, Keeney was like scrubbing speed and working on some different stuff. The question now, where is Billy Laninovich? You're looking at
Billy's in 4th place right now. He had the fastest qualifying, or he had the fastest practice time earlier, just about 52 seconds. He is all over Keeney right now, trying to win. Oh no, the 123
Brett
Metcalf, 125 rider out there, the only 125 rider we've had all year in the 125 class.
Yeah, a lot of people are calling it the 250 4-stroke class. So it's kind of funny. You see Brett out there charging for the Boost Mobile Yamaha Troy team. Look at the different section. Laninovich going through there differently, not able to make up enough ground to put a move on Metcalf. And Metcalf, another rider coming from Australia.
Triple for Laninovich. That's definitely going to be his key to victory. If he can keep up that pace right now, but he's got a long way to go. Right now, he's in 4th spot. We'll see if he can turn it up a notch, because Ivan Tedesco's out in front. Josh Summey's in 2nd. Brett Metcalf in 3rd. And there's Laninovich just behind. You're taking a look at onboard Ivan Tedesco. Stick with us and see how it goes down. Laninovich makes the pass on Brett Metcalf. One rider down. Metcalf drops back to 4th. Billy Laninovich next has Josh Summey in his sights. The Team Samsung rider just in front. And Laninovich has been very fast this 125 class this year. A lot of people, didn't know what to expect from Billy this year. Last year he was riding with the factory KTM team. This year getting a support ride again.
Well, Billy Laninovich is definitely one of the best riders, young riders in Supercross. You watch him anywhere he goes. He's definitely attacking at all times, not afraid to get in the mix. Won a race this year at San Francisco, so he's definitely showed the speed riding for the Amsoil, Chaparral, and Shift Honda team.
Let's take a look at this pass one more time. How did he get by it?
It just looks like he dives inside and skips across those whoops more comfortably. Seems like he's more comfortable with a short run into that 2nd section of whoops. Metcalf going to the outside and trying to get a run in.
Yeah, a little surprising, Metcalf, when he knew that Billy was that close behind. It was surprising he went that wide. No problems for Ivan Tedesco. Has over a 5-second lead over Josh Summey right now. The Kawasaki Monster Energy Drink Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider. There's what it looks like through those Scott goggles. Nice clear vision when you're out in front.
Yeah, it's great. And if you want to be a Supercross rider, this is what you have to deal with, basically. And you can see Ivan choosing to wheel up over that first smaller inside mount and then triple, then the big triple, this tricky section. Let's watch him in the whoops. And now waiting to see who's going to show up behind him.
Tedesco, Summey, Laninovich, Metcalf, your top 4. And Summey has a lot of pressure. Billy Laninovich just behind. Oh, and does he get by on the inside? No, not this time. Laninovich won in San Francisco. He had a 2nd, Anaheim 3. His last race in Seattle, he finished 6th spot. But he didn't start off the year very good with a 14th, 11th, and then a 22nd.
Yeah, definitely. He had horrible races at the beginning of the season. And Laninovich casing coming out of that Dragon's back a little bit. Here's where he's got the section. Triple, and Summey still with the drive. Look at Laninovich go to the inside. Not able to put it together. I have a feeling it's only a matter of time, but maybe not.
Checker flag comes out for Ivan Tedesco. A matter of time, cannot do it with that last turn. And Summey will come across in 2nd, Laninovich in 3rd. I thought it was going to be a matter of time where he just stuffs in there. I think he was holding on a little bit. Watch out in the main event. Give him a little bit more laps. You don't want to do anything crazy in the heat race. Let's take a look at our results for 125cc heat race number 2. Of course, the top 9 move on to the main event. Logan Darien takes that final transfer. Just in front of him, Justin Keeney. So he had a good start and held on to a top 9 position. Let's go down to Jamie Little.
Well, guys, Ivan Tedesco has already been crowned champion, and this is the final race for 125 West. Ivan
my bag, so I want to get another win before the season's over.
Think the riders are going to step up and be extra hard tonight for you to beat?
I don't know. Everybody looked good in practice, and, you know, Short looked good in the team race. Can't ever count Ramsey out, so we'll see.
It's going to be a good 125 main, guys.
125 Series champion Ivan Tedesco and Grant Langston take on the rest of a very talented field in the Dave Coombs Sr. East-West Shootout. Who will rise above the rest? Tune in Sunday, May 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's all right here on ESPN2. All right, now we've got a special feature for Miss Jamie Little down there on a very fast young lady from right here in Houston.
Meet Caitlin Morrow, a cute little KTM junior who can win some hearts with her guitar. And then break a few hearts on the track.
Well, when I beat them, if they know me, they get mad, and if they don't know me, they cry.
Caitlin has been beating the boys and making them cry since she was just 3 years old. She has over 200 trophies in her Spring Branch, Texas home, something that she attributes to riding like her favorite rider, Chad Reed.
I've been really good at the roots, and I pass a lot of people there. And on the corners, when I take the inside, I pass people.
Even Caitlin's father, David, gets to race with these juniors.
We took off, and all the dads were running. And my dad was like, "Why are you running?" Nothing happened. And all of a sudden, we all fell. And so my dad said, so that's part of racing, the fastest dad who gets to the turn.
KTM Junior Supercross Challenge, equally prepared 50cc machines, some of the best little Groms in the country. There's the number 2, Cade Moore. There's our little lady, Caitlin Morrow. Perfect form, elbows up, sticks her legs out, just what you're supposed to do. Moore, Lodds, and Johnson will finish in our top 3, and they may be the Ramsey, Hansen, and Mike Alessi of the future. We just finished the little KTM Junior Supercross Challenge, the number 2 of Cade Moore. Man, that's the fastest little Grom I've seen in a long time. I mean, dominating, doubling, dribbling. He can do it all out there on the little bike. Now let's take a look at the 125 last chance qualifier results. Marley, Collier, Woods, Abrigo, they move on to the main event. Mace Reed, Shotzi Edwards, they get a great seat up here in the stands with you and I, Cameron. It's time for our Suzuki All Access. A great time to be had. Some free stuff to be had. Some sights, sounds of Supercross. You gotta love it.
You do. The fans were in the house. Red Bull Energy Station was up. The school ladies were in town. You can check out nice boat. Travis Pastrana, get an autograph maybe.
Pastrana was here also. Jeremy McGrath getting in his golf game, signing autographs. He was hanging out with my boy Jim Whitten. Oh, man, you got to get some shades while you're here in Supercross, right?
That's what I'm talking about. And check out the new Nissans. They're pretty styling.
Yeah, you could walk away with one of those. I need that truck. Now, if I could just talk to the right people, man, a great time here in Houston, as always. But we're not through. The series champion Ivan Tedesco and 3-time race winner Nathan Ramsey be coming up in just a moment. They headline the field of 125cc stars. The finale of Western Region Racing is set to get underway, and the 125 main event from Houston, Texas is right after the break.
Behind the headlines. I will suspend.
Perfect night for Supercross racing for the THQ AMA Supercross Series from Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's quiet outside, but it's noisy inside. We're ready to throw down for the 125 main event here in just a moment. Welcome inside to Reliant Stadium. I'm Robbie Floyd with Cameron Steele, Jamie Little down on the floor. As the riders prepare for this 125 main event, a lot of Supercross fans here, and I'm sure there's a lot tuning in to supercross.cc.com, and you want to make sure and listen. Friday, May 6th, this Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, you can listen to the press conference from Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's going to be a great race, that final race of this series. Now let's go to Cameron Steele with the MX versus ATV Unleashed track map.
And now let's jump on board for your MX versus ATV Unleashed track lap. It is Ivan Tedesco taking you around. Right there, going to the left. You can go right and quad before the triple. It is super gnarly. Left-hand turn, and you're into some whoops. They ascend, they rise up, then you can step off the dragon's back, double jump that if you want to, but it is treacherous. Left turn, guess what? Sneak attack, more whoops, and then a right-hand turn going across the end of the start straight, and you get into a small setup section where you're going to head into the 65-foot triple jump. If you want to race Supercross, you got to be willing to go big. Ivan Tedesco knows how to go big. Check it out, triple in. He's doing the rhythm section one way. Some guys will do multiple doubles. A right-hand turn, and you can triple through here, just like your West Coast champion for the second year in a row, Ivan Tedesco. Right-hand turn, it's your finish line, and that's your MX versus ATV Unleashed track map. Now let's go down to Jamie Little with the Honda Pit Report.
Well, guys, something we haven't seen in quite some time from Honda. They're out of contention for a championship. They only have 2 wins this season, one in the 250 class, one in the 125 class. Now, one of their hopefuls was Andrew Short in the 125 class. Although he has 4 podium finishes this year, he has yet to win a race. He's had an 18th place finish and a 20th place finish that's hurt him in the points. Tonight, though, I have a good feeling about it. He's riding very aggressive. He has a big smile on his face, nothing to lose. I think he's the dark horse.
Thanks, Jamie. It's time for our 125cc main event. Let's take a look at our Suzuki starting grid. The top qualifier is Ivan Tedesco.
He gets first pick on the gate, Andrew Short second. Remember, Ivan already has the championship. 4 riders with the win so far, including number 25, Nate Ramsey. Gloves are off. Time to rock and roll. Get the bragging rates going into that East-West shootout coming up next week in Vegas.
A lot of bragging rights on the line. Andrew Short looking for his first 125 main event win of this year. He won the East-West shootout, the Dave Coombs Senior East-West shootout before. There's our quad split. Some of our top players. Who's going to get the whole shot in Houston?
Hepler all the way to the inside. You see him packing up together. Ivan not with a great start. It's going to be
Billy Laninovich. Yes.
Oh, Andrew Short makes the move on the inside.
We called it at the top of the show. You said Short is due. He gets the whole shot. Looks like Laninovich in second spot. A couple of Hondas. And I believe Marmont may be the rider in third. The 111 with another good start.
That moving back to fourth. Now it's Broc Hepler into third place. And wait a minute.
Onboard camera has Ivan Tedesco not facing the right direction of the track. Good thing he wrapped up the 125 championship early.
And Marmont getting back by, and look at that, Tedesco gets moving. Takes him a while to get it started. We'll see what kind of chase he can put down.
In the West Coast is Nathan Ramsey, who's led the most laps of the 125 West Coast racing. He's led 27 laps. Andrew Short, he's led 12, but he hasn't won yet. We'll see if he can change that here tonight. Andrew Short to 51, looking good on that factory Honda out of Murrieta, California. American Honda Motors Corporation machine. He takes that Butterfinger Chris Hole Shot Award, and it was going to be close. I didn't know if it was going to be him or Laninovich.
Well, Laninovich has had the speed. We told you already. He was the fastest rider in practice. Right now, it looks like, however, that Andrew Short getting a little bit of breathing room on him. So we'll see how this shapes up. Remember, 15 laps. Andrew Short just put a lead lap into the books. We'll see if he can do it for every lap of the main event.
Oh, and you see the riders, the front 2 Hondas, taking the same line just behind. You got a taste of it. Broc Hepler jumping all 4 jumps like Jamie Little had mentioned earlier. He's the only rider doing that. He's really making up time on second place right now, but Short is oblivious to that.
And Broc Hepler, you see him right there on your screen. He made the pass on the rider known as V132, Billy Laninovich. So now the factory Makita Suzuki, number 60, Broc Hepler, who does have a win on the season, he moves into second place. And taking a look at so far the last lap times, so far Broc Hepler with the fastest lap out of the top 3.
Laninovich drops back to 3. Let's take a look at that first turn. Going on the inside, it looks like Laninovich had it, but oh, what a great jump up there was Andrew Short. Now there, that one Kawasaki was down to the right. Ivan Tedesco just wanted it in the middle of the pack. Tedesco way back. Tedesco in 21st spot out of 22 riders. There's Broc Hepler. Hamburger Hepler, unfortunately, was his name growing up. The guys at DMXS gave him that moniker, and boy, he is fast, especially in the left-hand turn after the finish line. You've really got to watch that section because he's doing something that nobody else is even wanting to try, Cameron.
Well, he is on the same straightaway as Andrew Short. We will get you
with the fastest lap, or no, actually not. Hepler the fastest lap by about 3/10 over Andrew Short that last lap. Watch this, though. Watch Hepler make this right here. When you see him come across his left-hand turn, following Short, watch this. Swings the outside, way to the outside. Rob
gets the quad.
Oh,
you can
God.
see him, gets it cleanly. That's going to help him move up.
That's probably at least, well, how much you figure? At least a quarter second, closer to a half, maybe?
Yeah, I would say definitely carrying more speed. You see him a little bit. Whoa, a little short there.
But he's taking inside lines, too, which saves distance. So maybe, I mean, he's making a conscious effort to make that inside line, to make that turn a little bit shorter. All right, let's find out our Butterfinger Chris whole shot award. How close was it, Cameron?
Well, it's close. Billy Laninovich on the outside there, but Andrew Short just dives to the inside.
Oh, man.
Watch him come across the line here for the Butterfinger Chris pole shot. You see Tedesco battling behind him, but Andrew Short on the factory Honda gets the nod.
There's Broc Hepler in second. 0.7 seconds is what he's really been able to do that last lap. He's down 2.86 seconds, and oh, he come up a little bit short that time.
He's been casing that, but he's making the effort to do it every single time.
Oh, squirrely right there. Yellow flag's waving just in front of Hepler right there. We'll see if he's able to step off. Riders going down and having problems just in front of him.
Looks like
couldn't tell.
One of the Suzuki riders down, can't get a number there, but right now they continue.
Might have been Josh Woods, I think, possibly.
Yeah, I think it is Josh Woods in there.
Marmont not doing too bad in fourth spot right now behind Billy Laninovich.
Doing it for his pops, is in the stands checking out, and a couple family friends there.
Looking back through the field, Nathan Ramsey in eighth that last lap around. I mean, he's back quite a ways from Short, and there's really not Ramsey's night right now. Broc Hepler trying to make up time on Andrew Short. I'm very impressed by Short's speed here in this main event.
And that's Josh Summey. You see him on the number 61 bike, currently in 5th place. This would be a huge finish for Josh, and Ryan Abrigo in the mix in 6th place.
And Paul Carpenter in 7th, followed by Nathan Ramsey. Now Ramsey starting to turn it up just a little bit, trying to get by Carpenter. There's the 44 of Carpenter on the Kawasaki, and there goes Ramsey on the outside. Look at this. Let's try and see what a factory rider does with all the good suspension and stuff.
He drops in the whoops.
Yeah, he was ready to blitz that outside, and no, nothing doing right there. 125cc main event. We've completed 6 laps of this 15-lap main. Andrew Short's in the lead. Let's take a look at Tedesco, number 1 on the green Kawasaki.
Now he makes it through this first corner, and you're gonna see him right behind here in the hole shot. Just gets pushed out by Hepler a little bit, and he high sides it.
Some of that was his own doing, though. Whenever you start paddling, I mean, searching like that on the inside, there's a rider there. I mean, that's not a good thing. Look at Ivan Tedesco on board. That's what it looks like through those sky goggles, and Tedesco is charging up through the field, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch he's not going to be able to catch the top 10 unless he's just really on it. Right now, he's in 17th spot. You look at the TSO running order up there at the top of the screen. It's still Andrew Short with lead, leading Hepler and Laninovich, your top 3 here in Houston. There's Paul Carpenter back in 7th spot. Right now, we got to step away, take a break. We'll see if Nathan Ramsey can get by Carpenter, but right now, Carpenter looking like he's the faster of the two. Stick with us here in Houston.
Who's ready to ride?
The new CRFs from Honda. Who wants to ride? With freedom of choice financing, you get low payments, low interest rates, and even bonus bucks. Now you've got the freedom to choose. See dealer for details.
Drops back to another spot. So Carpenter up into 6th. Now Ramsey to the inside, Cameron, but slippery coming out of that turn.
Well, he gets by Abrigo. And really impressed with Abrigo trying to battle it out with these guys. And a lot of times you see riders that are not known for battling with the fast guys. They'll just give up the spot. But Abrigo doing some battle there and trying to gain those points to get him into that east-west shootout. Right now he is on the outside. So
Kawasaki of Paul Carpenter, number 44, trying to hold off Nathan Ramsey. Nate Dogg already has 3 wins on the year. Let's take a look at this one more time. You see the replay of the big box and live up there upper right.
And And Paul Carpenter just getting a better drive using different section there in the rhythm. So getting one more jump there in the middle and a triple where Brigo doubled. He gets by, that Nate Ramsey dives by. So Brigo right now has moved back into 8th place, but still great running position for him. Lots of points at stake for him trying to get to that East-West shootout.
We've already crowned champions in 125 East and West. This race is for bragging rights. A lot of money, a lot of purse money, a lot of contingency money from the sponsors, from the factory riders. Right now is a factory Honda. How much, will he get kickback from Honda taking this 125 win? I'm talking about Andrew Short.
I don't know about, hold on. Kickback's not the right word. Bonus, I think, is the word we're looking for.
Yeah.
I like kickback, though.
Either way, he's getting some kickback. He's getting some money. I've heard you call rebate, going out there, having a problem, coming back, getting the rebate. I'm going to call this the kickback.
Oh, and Paul Carpenter looking back at Nathan Ramsey. The race is in front of you. Yeah. That's one thing. Oh, Ramsey catching it, coming up a little short there, but the race is in front of you. Don't be looking behind you. That's going to drag you back.
Ramsey's got to be looking forward to the 125, the Dave Coombs Senior East-West Shootout next week. He's a two-time winner. I believe he's, one of only a couple of guys. I believe James Stewart has won it twice. Also, Nathan Ramsey. Here's a little tidbit for you. Ramsey's won it twice. He could be a three-time winner. That's something that will be unprecedented.
I'm sure Grant Langston and some of the boys on the East Coast will have something to say about that. You see Paul Carpenter shooting out a little bit, getting into those whoops. You see on the inside, they has a little bit of room to run. If you get in that inside, that's what Nathan Ramsey did. He went on the inside, not as many whoops there, and had a little bit better run.
So Ramsey stepping off and getting a better line, a better drive. Ramsey in the loose stuff. This is the first time we've seen the KTM. That's meaning 2005 in the 125 class, the 4-stroke, and Ramsey takes over position. Ramsey up into 6th spot now, getting by Carpenter. You see Andrew Short, he's the leader. He's in the upper left-hand portion of the screen, having to work through lap traffic. Broc Hepler 3.8 seconds behind. And Andrew Short is just really impressive here in Houston. He separated himself from Hepler. When we thought Hepler, coming in and watching him in practice, we thought it'd be Hepler that really had a good shot of winning this race.
Well, we'll see the makeup of a true possible champion in the future, how they finish the race while leading. So waiting to see if indeed Andrew Short can close it out. And right there, you're taking a look at Josh Summey, Samsung wireless Honda team, and coming through with a great result so far right now. I mean, he holds this together to be monstrous, top 5.
Well, how about Jay Marmont? Jay Marmont's in 4th spot right now. His best finish is a 5th this year. That was in Seattle. He's been improving, a 10th, a 7th, and a 5th the last 3 races. There's Marmont, the 51 of Andrew, and swapping, almost going down. Good save right there. Actually, not that close to going down, but he had to pucker a little bit because that was a scary moment.
It definitely was, and we talked about the whoops possibly breaking down.
Yeah, Short starting to lose some ground to Broc Hepler right now. Hepler, we saw him stick that yellow fender into the picture. Boy, look at this, seat bouncing. Now you see Hepler with a lap rider in between Josh Woods. Hepler trying to catch up these waning laps. We're on lap number 13 of 15 here in Houston.
Well, we know that Woods has speed, and now he's going to ease over and give way to Broc Hepler. There's a race going on, and unfortunately, Josh Woods is not in.
You think he would. Now, they're not teammates, although they're riding the same machine. All right, we see. Now Hepler's taking the inside line. He's done with that outside
You were going to set that up, and
yeah,
it's a little too sketchy. We saw him casing it. We'll see if he goes back to it. He is running out of time here.
Jamie called it earlier. That would be a very important portion of the course, and we thought that Hepler was faster by doing that section, but he went to school, learned, hey, probably
look
not.
At this.
It's going to be
right there.
It's going to be close. We only have about a lap and a half left. Broc Hepler was out, went down hard, shoulder injury during the season. He's back. He looks to be in full strength with 2 more races left in the Supercross season. And Andrew Short lost the lead to Nathan Ramsey in the waning moments at our last stop in Seattle, Washington. Surely it won't happen 2 times in a row, but Hepler is all over him.
Oh, this would be crushing for Andrew Short. They're getting the white flag right now. 1 lap. If Hepler's going to do it, not only does he have to get right behind, look at that. See a rider pointing him by. Good sportsmanship there. This is a battle, and Hepler is in position. Watch him. See if he finds the line. He wants to dive inside, possibly.
Watch out for lap traffic just in front of Andrew Short. Oh, Hepler goes to the inside. He's going to get a drive. It takes over the line. I cannot believe Short went wide. Now Short set up in this turn. They're playing tag, switching back and forth, Cameron, and it looks like Short has a better end, but here comes Hepler.
Look at Hepler and Andrew Short having a little bit of problem there. Hepler has the line in the corner. Andrew's going to grab the brakes, and then he's going to dive inside and block.
And he's going to lose a little rhythm right there. Now what's Hepler going to do? Rail the outside?
He protects it. He dives inside. They've got 2 corners left. This rhythm section, back down the start straight and a right turn.
You better not go wide, Broc Hepler, and here goes. Contact. Down goes Hepler. You saw it coming. He set himself up for it, Cameron. He went to shut it down, but he knew he went too wide on that whole shot straightaway. Andrew Short takes the win. Hepler trying to fire that 4-stroke, and it's got to be in neutral. He's going to get that thing going, and he does.
For third place, Laninovich gets by.
You have to feel for Broc Hepler as we take a look at our champion. Our champion, Ivan Tedesco.
I was looking out,
and you're going to see him in just a second. Josh Summey went down, but Tedesco, our onboard camera, did not have a good night tonight. Tedesco takes the checkered flag. He almost caught up with Summey there. He went down, finishes in 5th.
He was right there in front of him. I could see him from the camera.
Oh, my goodness. Look at
Andrew Short. A great move.
Hey, we were waiting for that first win for Andrew Short. He got it, and we'll get to hear from him when we come back to Houston after this. Andrew Short takes the $1,000 check for the Butterfinger Chris Hole Shot Award, and he also takes his first 125 main event victory. Let's take a look at the Honda results page, and Andrew Short on a Honda takes a victory. First Honda we've had on the top of the podium since 1986, Wild Willie Surratt. And you find your favorite rider in the top 22 results. Let's go down to Jamie Little on the victory podium.
Well, it's good to see the return of Broc Hepler atop the podium. It's not the position he was going for. Broc, you guys made it very interesting at the end. Was there anything else you could have done in that last corner?
I don't think so. You know, I thought I had it covered pretty good, and, you know, it was his fault. He was the one fading, and I was catching him at the end. You know, he was riding really good at the beginning and was actually pulling away, but you know, I think he faded some at the end, so he had to ride like that in the last turn to still be able to beat me.
Well, you finally turned up the wick to show us that you are back 100%. How are you feeling going into Vegas?
Oh, I'm 100%. You know, a lot of people questioned that, especially at Seattle. But even at Seattle, I just got a bad start, and I'm glad my Makita Suzuki's working awesome. And hopefully we can do even better next weekend in Vegas.
And now our Nissan turning point, the 125 main event last lap. I want to get a first crack at this, Cameron. The number 60 of Broc Hepler, he does the right thing right here. He goes inside, but watch. He leaves room on the inside. He never should have done that. Uh-oh, front wheel gets taken out.
Oh, he definitely should have known that Andrew was going to do whatever he could. It's Supercross racing. There's banging and bumping, and that is your Nissan turning point. Andrew Short taking the win, and now let's go down to Jamie Little.
And Billy Laninovich makes his 3rd podium appearance here. Fastest practice times of the day. Billy, what happened? You don't look very happy.
You know, I got a good start and all, but over the 6-week break, I crashed and hurt my neck, and that's been giving me some really bad arm pump. And I 4th lap out there, I tightened up real bad, but I mean, I'm glad I got 2nd place, but I wish I could have gone up there and battled with those guys.
Well, guys, the 125 West Coast Series may be wrapped up, but we're going to Las Vegas next week.
Thanks, Jamie. If hour number 2 is anything like hour number 1, you don't want to go anywhere. We're going to get to see RC going for his 2nd title for 2005. We get to see a feature on Ernesto Fonseca from Costa Rica and James Stewart versus Reed. Round 2, we'll see that head-to-head matchup here shortly. The Supercross Road leads to Las Vegas this weekend. Come join us in person. If not, you can watch us on TV the following day. 125 East-West Shootout, and of course our final 250 main event of the year in Las Vegas. We take a look at the 125 West points. Ivan Tedesco, of course, wrapped up the championship coming into this round. Nene second. Andrew Short in 3rd spot now. What a great finish of this West Coast season. Let's go back down to Jamie Little on the victory podium.
Well, guys, we said it earlier. If you want a dark horse, this was the man to do it. His first hole shot, his first win. Andrew, I know you gave it all you got. Take us through that last lap, how you held off Broc Hepler at the end.
You know, that was a crazy race. I finished 2nd so many times, and to get a win would just be awesome. And I put a poor performance. I got an awesome start with the Honda, and the good Lord was with me tonight. You know, I had a dirty move on Broc at the end, but, man, I wanted to win. I've gotten 2nd too many times this year, and, you know, I couldn't live with myself tonight if I wouldn't have done that. And,
you know, I wanted to win really bad, and that's what it came down to it.
What was the difference tonight, Andrew? We've been expecting this from you. I think a lot of people were expecting this, and it took a little while. What was the difference tonight?
Yeah, you know, I've just been choking, and I haven't been getting good starts. And, you know, I choked tonight at the end, too, but I just came out on top, and that was just I put myself in the right position at the right time. So it turned out good. Man, I'm so excited to win for Honda. And, you know, One Industries, Spy goggles, Alpine Star boots. Good Lord Jesus Christ, keep you safe. That's awesome, and I'm really stoked to be up here.
Cameron, not bad with math, but I know that we've had 5 different winners from the West, 3 different winners from the East. That gives us 8 different winners in 15 races. You want to talk about a wide open field.
Makes Vegas all that much more fun. Could we have a new winner? Which one of these 8 will step back up? It's going to be insane.
The showdown in V-Town. Nonetheless, the number 51 of Andrew Short takes his first victory of 2005. He won in Vegas 2003. Maybe he'll get that repeat. We might have to call him Bonsai Andrew Short. For Cameron and Jamie, I'm Robbie Floyd. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We'll see you in Vegas.